development, what people think that they need. And then I took that data and I put it all together and correlated it so I could see which topics would be of most interest to people if I was to present this to the whole school. I had 11 responses. Oh, you can't see it on here. Oh, right there. 11 responses, which was exciting for me. Thank you if you did it.
I did it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I correlated all the data to look like this. There was a rating scale, and if they were not interested, neither interested, or not interested, and most interested. And what I love to see is this, because I absolutely wanted to teach it. So people wanted to see the culture topics. The topics they most wanted to see are here. They wanted to hear about parent involvement. They wanted to hear about motivation and culture. And they wanted to hear about learning strategies that have withstood the test of time, which is fantastic. It's like my heart blood. I'm so excited. So here, the next one. So this is my title, Age-Old Multicultural Teaching Strategies to Boost Student Achievement. So we're going to talk about those strategies. I have 3 for you today. The purpose of this lesson is I understand and can apply cultural learning strategies that have endured time to increase diverse student achievement. So what I love about these is the diversity of the cultures using all of these strategies throughout time. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So throughout time, to transmit our knowledge, we have used orality. And orality is, our learning theorist, Leo, I don't know how to say his last name, said, what is it?
Vygotsky.
Vygotsky, he must be Russian, said, language is the medium by which children acquire their information. Through informal and formal conversations, I love that because we're just talking about that, with other community members, students also acquire mental tools for processing information. And then Bandera points out that learning is a socio-cultural act governed by language. So I love all of that because that's what we're working on this year with our ELL students, is giving them the language they need to learn. So this is throughout time we've been using language to learn. Okay? All right, the next one is building relationships, having parental involvement and building relationships with students. So our in culturally responsive teaching, relationships are as important as the curriculum. And I was thinking about this today on the way in because I think that we cannot measure the relationship. I mean, in some ways, with our visible teaching strategies, we can see the growth kind of because of the relationship, but we really don't know, and we really can't test how far that's going to go. I mean, I had a first grade teacher that influenced me to become a teacher, and I have thought about her almost every day that I teach. So building that relationship is far more than boosting our student achievement. It is a whole lot of other things. Trusting relationships are built on everyday experiences. And we know that. We go through the nitty-gritty everyday experiences, and sometimes it can be hard. And I told my students that learning is hard. So if it's hard, you're doing it right. And we just help them through those hard experiences. That's how we gain their trust. All right, and this is our last one. I love this one, and I put our basil on here because it shows that storytelling and orality is what has been passed down from generation to generation, and that every culture has used storytelling to transmit knowledge to the next generation, which is fantastic. So it says verbal expressiveness is a central cultural theme in cultural traditions. Stories that are a mainstay in African American and Latino cultures, Middle Eastern and South Asia communities also have long oral traditions with rich stories. And so I would even say even European countries have long oral histories as well. So everybody around the world has been doing this for generations to transmit knowledge. We use stories to affect emotions in our students. We use stories to help them understand points of view, to get inside somebody else's shoes, to understand what's going on in their life. For application of principles, like how it applies to their life, to the real world, and for other critical thinking skills. Now, what does this all mean to our classroom and to boost student achievement, which is why we're here, right? So I have Hattie's research right here. The zone of desired effects is where we want to be. Our teacher-student relations on achievement is a 0.72, which is awesome. But again, I'm telling you that that's only of what we can measure. I really feel like this teacher-student relationship is the most important thing we can do for our students. Now, this is just what we can measure, but again, lifelong effects from this. All right, classroom discussion is a 0.80, which is awesome because we're working on that too. And that's our orality, having formal and informal conversations. And then the last one is summarizing strategies, which is a whopping 1.04, is our storytelling and orality. So these are the things we can measure, and this is the type of growth we can have with all these strategies that have overcome time. All right, and that is the end of my presentation. I will be emailing you a survey to rate your experience, and that is it. Any questions?